The week's almost over and you haven't had your mind blown. Well, that's about to change. Are you ready? Have you noticed there seems to be a connection in believing in fake news and being racist? I challenge someone to find the correlate there if it's possible, because I would expect it to be almost 100%, because ready for it? Racism actually is a type of fake news. While it might not be news, we're talking about misinformation here, and racism is completely and entirely based on misinformation. Some people know it, some people might not. From a scientific standpoint, there is no such thing as race to begin with. Obviously, there's some genetic markers that determine how much pigment you have in your skin, but to say you're a different race makes about as much sense as saying tall people are a different race than short people. And I grew up in a small town in rural Ohio. It was part of the Union, but somehow they lost their identity and became a disgrace and joined the Confederacy lately, a state called Ohio. An embarrassment to the Union, but growing up, I grew up with people who were racist, and maybe they didn't come out and say it, but as we're playing on the playground and everything else, I came across them, and almost invariably they were acting on some sort of fake information that their uncle or somebody or even their parents told them, like black people are not related to monkeys or some sort of bullshit like that. So it's no surprise the obvious correlation between people believing in fake news and being racist, because being racist is almost like some sort of weird subset of believing in misinformation. Which brings me into the recent conversation about critical race theory. This is a false flag attack by the Republicans. It's their usual pattern of behavior. When they want to do something, they first accuse Democrats of doing the opposite thing. It gives them a nice setup to do something terrible while pretending they're doing it out of self-defense. And that's why I'm very concerned about this recent conversation about critical race theory. And the concerns are already justified. One school in Virginia wants to burn over 800 books. They're books that offend the little snowflakes that are the right-wing neo-Nazi terrorists. And if burning books doesn't show you how literally we're moving towards a new Nazi movement in America, I don't know what will. Mark my words, they will go on the offensive, so we can't even teach about America's history. And it will help the Republicans create more racists in America.